If you're over 55, there's one quiet health problem that may be affecting your energy, balance, mood, even your bones. And most people don't even realize it. It's not a rare disease. It's not something dramatic. It's simply a missing vitamin. And studies show that a large percentage of older adults are deficient in it. Today, we're going to talk about the one vitamin that many seniors are lacking, why it becomes harder to absorb with age, how certain common foods may actually be making the problem worse, and what you can do starting tonight to protect your body. Because after 60, nutrition isn't just about eating enough. It's about absorbing what you eat. The vitamin we're talking about today is vitamin B12. Now, you may have heard of B12 before. It's often mentioned in energy drinks and supplements. But what most seniors don't realize is that B12 deficiency becomes significantly more common after age 55. In fact, research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition estimates that up to 20% of adults over 60 may have low or borderline B12 levels, and many don't even know it. Why does this happen? Because as we age, our stomach produces less acid, and stomach acid is critical for absorbing B12 from food. Without enough acid, even if you're eating foods that contain B12, your body may not be getting it. Vitamin B12 plays several crucial roles in the aging body. It helps produce red blood cells. It supports nerve function. It protects brain health. It helps maintain balance and coordination. It supports healthy energy levels. When B12 levels drop, the symptoms can be subtle at first. You may notice fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, tingling or numbness in hands and feet. Here's what makes this issue especially important for seniors. Long-term B12 deficiency can contribute to nerve damage. And in severe cases, it can mimic symptoms of dementia. That's why doctors often test B12 levels when evaluating memory concerns in older adults. The good news? When caught early, B12 deficiency is very treatable. But prevention is always better than correction. Now, here's something many people don't realize. It's not only about what you're missing. It's also about what you're eating that may be interfering with absorption. Let's talk about a few common foods and habits that can silently make B12 deficiency worse. Highly processed, refined grains, white bread, pastries, packaged snacks. These foods are low in natural nutrients and high in simple carbohydrates. Over time, heavy reliance on processed foods can crowd out nutrient-dense options that naturally contain B12 and other supportive vitamins. 2. Excessive alcohol. Alcohol irritates the stomach lining and can interfere with nutrient absorption, including B12. Even moderate drinking over time may reduce your body's ability to use this vitamin efficiently. Very low protein diets. Some seniors reduce meat intake for various reasons, chewing difficulty, cost, or digestive discomfort. But B12 is primarily found in animal-based foods. Without adequate intake, levels can slowly decline. Another important factor is medication. Many older adults take acid-reducing medications for heartburn or reflux. While these medicines can be helpful, long-term use can lower stomach acid, the very thing needed to absorb B12 properly. Metformin, commonly prescribed for type 2 diabetes, has also been linked to lower B12 levels over time. This doesn't mean you should stop your medication, but it does mean awareness is essential. Instead of focusing on restriction, let's focus on nourishment. Here are B12-rich foods that are generally well tolerated and beneficial for older adults. Eggs, dairy products like yogurt and milk. Lean meats such as chicken or turkey, fish, especially salmon and sardines, fortified cereals, check the label. If chewing meat is difficult, softer protein options like scrambled eggs, yogurt, or canned fish can be easier alternatives. And in some cases, a B12 supplement may be recommended, but always discuss this with your healthcare provider first, especially if you take medications. Vitamin B12 deficiency doesn't usually appear overnight.
overnight. It develops slowly, sometimes over years. And the earliest symptoms are often subtle. Here's what to watch for. Not just, I had a long day tired. We're talking about that deep, dragging exhaustion that doesn't fully improve after sleep. B12 is essential for making red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body. Without enough oxygen delivery, your muscles and brain feel sluggish. A pins and needles feeling in the hands or feet. This happens because B12 supports the protective covering around your nerves. Without it, nerves can misfire, leading to numbness, burning, or unusual sensations. Many seniors assume this is just circulation problems. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's a vitamin issue. If you've noticed feeling slightly unsteady, especially in dim lighting, this could be related to nerve involvement from low B12. Balance depends on healthy nerve signaling, and falls are one of the biggest risks after 65. This is why B12 is more than just an energy vitamin. It's a safety vitamin. Research has linked low B12 levels with cognitive decline and memory impairment. Now, let's be clear. Not all memory problems are caused by B12 deficiency, but untreated deficiency can worsen confusion and thinking difficulties. In fact, many physicians check B12 levels when evaluating cognitive changes in older adults, because in some cases, correcting a deficiency can improve symptoms. If you're concerned, the first step is simple: a blood test. Your doctor can measure serum B12 levels, methylmalonic acid in some cases, homocysteine levels. Sometimes B12 levels can appear low normal, but still not optimal for nerve health. That's why symptoms matter just as much as numbers. If you've been feeling off and can't quite explain it, it's worth asking your doctor to check, especially if you take acid-reducing medications, take metformin, follow a low-meat diet, have digestive issues. This is one of the most common questions, and the answer depends on the cause. If your diet is low in B12, improving food intake may be enough. If your body has trouble absorbing B12, you may need higher dose oral supplements or even periodic injections. Here's something reassuring. Unlike many nutrients, high-dose oral B12 supplements can still be absorbed passively, even when stomach acid is low. That means many seniors can correct deficiency without injection. However, severe cases or neurological symptoms may require shots at first. Again, this decision should be made with your healthcare provider. The recommended daily intake for adults is about 2.4 micrograms per day. But here's what's important. Many experts believe older adults may benefit from slightly higher intake due to reduced absorption efficiency. This is why fortified foods and supplements are sometimes recommended after age 6, but more isn't always better. Balance is key. Let me give you a practical, realistic approach. Each day, aim to include one B12-rich protein source, like eggs, yogurt, fish, or poultry, a balanced meal with vegetables and whole foods, limited processed foods, moderate alcohol intake. If you take medications that affect stomach acid, talk with your doctor about periodic monitoring. And if you've been feeling symptoms we discussed today, don't ignore them. Your body whispers before it shouts. So far, we've uncovered how vitamin B12 deficiency can quietly affect energy, balance, and memory, and how common medications and aging digestion can make it worse. Now, let's talk about something just as important, because even if you fix one missing vitamin, your daily food choices may still be working against you. There are certain foods many seniors eat regularly, sometimes believing they're healthy, that may actually increase inflammation, weaken muscles, and drain nutrients over time. Let's look at them carefully, not with fear, but with clarity. Many older adults start the day with white toast, margarine, sweetened cereal, orange juice. It feels light, it feels easy, it feels familiar. But here's the issue. Refined carbohydrates, like white bread and sugary cereals, cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. Over time, repeated blood sugar spikes increase inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is linked to muscle loss, joint stiffness, heart disease, and cognitive decline. And when breakfast is mostly sugar and refined starch, you're missing protein, the very building block your muscles need to stay strong after 60. Swap white toast for whole grain bread or oatmeal. Add protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nut butter. Even adding one egg to breakfast can significantly improve muscle-supporting nutrition. After 60, protein is not optional, it's protective. Foods like sausages, bacon, and deli meats are convenient, but they're often high in sodium, preservatives, and inflammatory compounds. High sodium intake can worsen blood pressure. Preservatives may increase oxidative stress, which contributes to aging at a cellular level. Instead, choose fresh chicken or turkey, baked fish, beans, and lentils. Eggs. Your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels will thank you. Here's something many seniors tell me. I eat something sweet in the afternoon because I feel low on energy, but sugar provides temporary energy, followed by a crash, and those crashes can make fatigue worse over time. Instead of cookies or pastries, try a handful of nuts, apple slices with peanut butter, plain yogurt with berries. These options stabilize blood sugar and provide nutrients that support brain and nerve health. Here's a truth that surprises many people. After age 60, your body becomes less efficient at building and maintaining muscle. This is called anabolic resistance. It means you need slightly more protein than you did at 40 to maintain the same muscle mass. Without enough protein, muscle loss accelerates, a condition known as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia increases risk of falls, frailty, and loss of independence. Research suggests older adults may benefit from spreading protein evenly throughout the day, rather than eating most of it at dinner. Aim for a protein source at every meal. It doesn't have to be large, just consistent.
If you want a simple rule to follow, replace processed foods with whole foods as often as possible. Focus on leafy green, berries, fatty fish like salmon, nuts and seeds, olive oil. These foods contain antioxidants and healthy fats that reduce inflammation and protect aging cells. And when inflammation is lower, your body absorbs and uses nutrients, including B12, more effectively. Everything works together. Here's what I want you to remember. Aging well isn't about one miracle supplement. It's about removing the silent stressors and adding consistent nourishment. Vitamin B12 is one missing piece, but balanced protein, anti-inflammatory foods, and stable blood sugar are equally important. Small daily changes create long-term protection. We've talked about the missing vitamin. We've uncovered the hidden food mistakes. Now let's bring this together into something practical, because information is powerful, but action is transformative. If you're over 55, here's a simple, realistic 7-day reset you can follow to support vitamin B12 levels, protect muscle, and reduce inflammation without extreme diets or complicated rules. Start with awareness. Ask yourself, am I feeling more fatigued than usual? Have I noticed tingling or balance issues? Am I eating enough protein daily? Do I rely heavily on processed foods? If you haven't had blood work in the past year, consider scheduling a simple lab test that includes B12 levels. Knowledge removes uncertainty. Breakfast sets the tone for blood sugar and muscle protection. Instead of white toast and jam, sugary cereal, only coffee, try 2 eggs with whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, oatmeal with chia seeds and a boiled egg. This gives you protein, fiber, and steady energy. Remember, muscle loss begins quietly. Morning protein helps slow it down. At lunch and dinner, include fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, lentils or beans, cottage cheese. Spread protein throughout the day. Research shows that older adults benefit more when protein is evenly distributed rather than eating most of it at night. Aim for consistency, not perfection. You don't need to eliminate everything at once. Just remove one common processed item. Swap deli meat for grilled chicken. Replace pastries with fruit and nuts. Choose water instead of sugary drinks. Small changes reduce inflammation over time, and inflammation quietly accelerates aging. Add one of these today: a handful of walnuts, a serving of salmon, a cup of leafy greens, extra virgin olive oil on vegetables. These foods support heart health, brain function, and nutrient absorption. They also work alongside B12 to support nerve protection. If you take acid reducers, metformin, long-term digestive medications, ask your doctor whether periodic B12 monitoring is appropriate. Do not stop medications on your own. The goal is balance, not fear. If blood work shows low levels, your provider may recommend oral B12 supplement, sublingual tablets, or injections in more severe cases. Many seniors respond well to high-dose oral supplements because a small percentage is absorbed even without stomach acid. But always individualize your plan with medical guidance. Here's the honest truth. Fatigue is not always just aging. Brain fog is not always just stress. Balance issues are not always just getting older. Sometimes your body is simply missing what it needs. Vitamin B12 deficiency is common, but it is also one of the most preventable and treatable issues in aging. And when you combine adequate protein, reduced processed foods, anti-inflammatory nutrients, and regular monitoring, you create a foundation for strength, clarity, and independence. Aging is not about decline, it's about adaptation. Your body changes, your needs change, and when you adjust wisely, you can feel stronger than you expect, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone you care about, because sometimes the smallest missing nutrient can make the biggest difference. Take care of your body. It has carried you this far.